Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Again, it's been a while, since I've been doing videos. But I did that one a few days ago with the PSVR, which finally came. Um, and I know a few of you are wondering what my personal opinions on it are, whether what I think of it and things like that. So I'm going to do that quickly. So that's all this video is going to be really. I'm just going to talk about the PSVR, my experiences with it so far. Just think, just because. But before I do that, um, I did pick something up which should please Pete Snestastic if he's watching. I've never played any of this series before. The most recent one though, I watched a video review by Angry Joe, and he made me want to get that game, but it would mean I would have to play the first three, which again I've never done before. So I managed to pick this up. It's the Nathan Drake collection, and it's the special edition, which isn't really all that special. If just in case nobody's seen it, you get the game in a steel tin. It has some stickers in there, and there's an art book. Because basically, when I get Uncharted 4, after I've played through these somehow, I'm going to get the special collector's edition of that as well. So it'll look nice. Plus, it'll go with my Assassin's Creed games too. So yeah, I just thought I'd show that. So yeah, PSVR. So I got it on launch day, the 13th. I've been playing it for the last few days. I've played quite a few things on it. There's some which I've not tried yet, just simply because there's not enough time. But I'll talk about some of the stuff. I mean, I've got 4 physical games. I've got a few digital as well, only because you can't buy them on retail discs. So I'll talk about some of those. But yeah, I mean, my impressions of it are pretty high. Very, very good stuff. Obviously, most of you know that my first entry into VR was the Oculus Rift DK1, which was amazing, but at the same time, a massive disappointment in the fact that it gave me severe VR sickness, motion sickness, very, very severe. Back at the time when that came out, there was lots of people on the Oculus forums and stuff were saying that, give it time, find your VR legs. The sickness or nausea should only last for a few minutes. For me, it lasted hours, and it was so off-putting that I didn't touch it for 2 weeks, roughly. So yeah, I mean, shortly after that, obviously, people were spreading rumours that Sony were doing one, and then GDC 2014, it was confirmed. So, yep, I said goodbye to the Oculus because I was never going to get the consumer one. My PC it's not powerful enough, and I'm not upgrading. So yeah, I went the PSVR route, and it's really good. I mean, since getting rid of the Rift, and now I have tried a few of the other alternatives, all of which are pretty shit. Google Cardboard. It's okay. It's not VR though, really. I did also try some of the, some of the clones, the plastic clones. They're all crap. Gear VR, which I've got somewhere. I do have Gear VR. I got this when it was still fairly recent, and it cost £90. I've used it maybe twice, maybe 3 times max. VR with smartphones isn't good. At least not now. It's not. So yeah, PSVR. If you can't afford or don't want, a high-end PC, and if you don't have the money for all that gear, then definitely the PlayStation's the way to go. It's really, really good. What else to say that hasn't been said already about it? Obviously, it looks gorgeous. It looks fantastic. There's lots of people, I don't know whether they're just being negative for the sake of being negative, but they're saying all this shit basically, you know, poor resolution, poor tracking. The screen on the PSVR isn't as good as the Consumer Rift or the HTC Vive. We all know this. Yet what Sony have managed to do with it is amazing. I'm gonna go on record and say that there's no screen door effect, but there's something else in its place, and it's hard to explain what it is. It's kind of like a film or kind of like a filter or something. At first, when I put it on and I saw this thing, I actually thought that maybe there was protective plastic over the lenses. That's kind of what it's like. It's more pronounced in certain titles, certain games, and depending on what kind of background it is. But it's not that bad, and it's much better than the screen door effect, which is not that great. Especially on the DK1, it was horrible. DK2 is a bit better. DK2 and the Gear VR are around about the same sort of image quality. Still very screen doory. But yeah, the PlayStation screen's fine. I don't have a problem with it. The field of view as well. I don't know if it's the same or if it's less than the others, but it seems to have a wider field of view. It's good. I had no complaints. No complaints with the tracking either. Again, that's another comment that people keep making, that the tracking's off and it's a fail, and stupid idiots on YouTube. The tracking, the Move controllers work fine. As long as you adhere to the rules, you sit the correct distance away, have enough space around you, it works fine. So I don't listen to them. Tossers. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I've got some games. I spent a bit too much, to be honest, probably. But some of these prices, if you look at Amazon, they've shot up for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, yeah. So I've got 4 retail games. I've got one other one on the way, which is a pre-order, which is only available from a certain website called I Am 8-Bit. That's what it is, and it's Res Infinite. By the way, if you were wondering. Because that's at the moment it's digital only, but there is going to be a physical copy limited to that online store or company. They do other things as well, so it's all legit. So I pre-ordered that. Hopefully that'll be here, I think next month, I believe. So we shall see. Yeah. So we'll talk about the games. We'll talk about my experiences with them, because there's some very, very positive experiences with PSVR, and there's some pretty negative ones. So I'll go through those as well, hopefully without making the video too long. And also apologies for the boring background. The room I'm in now, in our new home, is going to be my game room. It's going to house all 3 of my arcade machines and my retro stuff over there. Hopefully we'll get it sorted at some point, and I'll do a nice little room tour, because I've never ever done one, because I've never had a game room before, or any kind of room. So anyway, okay, PSVR. Is it immersive? Do you get the sense of presence? Yes. Yes, you do. Some games more than others. But we'll get into that as well. Motion sickness, which is something that I was kind of worried about, because obviously with my time with my DK1, which was awful. Now, I didn't feel it so much with the Gear VR, but then again I didn't really use it all that much. I did try that horror game, what's it called? Dread Halls, on the Google Cardboard. That did give me a little bit of motion sickness. But with the PSVR, I can honestly and genuinely say I have not felt anything close to the DK1. Most of the games I've tried, I've not felt anything. There's been 2 titles which have sort of made me think it's coming, but it never really did. It was sort of there and then it went away. which is cool, because some of the games I was really worried about, because some of them are quite intense. But the way that the developers have gone about the design of the games, I think that helps a lot, because with the DK1, even with the basic stuff like the Tuscany demo, where you're essentially a floating head, that absolutely killed me. It was, if you stood still, it was awesome. And I had a massive big grin on my face the first time I tried it. But the second you move, that's it, gone. And there's a few others, but there's some tricks which the developers of these games have come up with that, so far for me, sorted it. I mean, even Drive Club VR, which is not, I don't recommend that one. But a lot of people are saying they've got motion sickness with that. I've only played the demo and I didn't feel motion sickness with that. My main concern with that was the graphic quality wasn't good at all. And also playing with a controller doesn't seem right. So what I'm going to do is, personally, I'm going to wait for Gran Turismo Sport, because that's going to have VR built in from the ground up, unlike Drive Club, which wasn't. Project Cars was built with VR in mind, but that's not available on the PSVR yet, or if ever. So yeah, I'm going to wait for GT Sport and possibly looking to get in a wheel and pedal set. That would really help, because, like I say, playing with a controller, massive disconnect with you in the game. It seems wrong. So yeah. Anyway, so the games, some of the games I've tried. I'll talk about the digital ones before we go into the retail ones. First of all, obviously you get the demo disc, which is okay. I mean, Drive Club VR's on there, Riggs is on there, and I forget what else, because I've not really used it all that much. But you can download it as well from the PlayStation Store, and some of the ones missing, because obviously North America got a lot more demos on their disc. And no, I've not tried Kitchen. I'm probably never going to, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, I've tried most of those demos. A couple of them actually caused me to buy the full game. So I got Tumble VR, which is the block building, puzzle solving thing. That's okay. It's all right. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's pretty fun. It's fairly cheap. It's worth a purchase. I got Headmaster, which I wasn't too sure about, but I played the demo and I thought it could be okay. And it's not too bad. It's got a good sense of humour in the game. Graphically, it's okay. I mean, it's just, it's an indie game, so you can't expect too much. I do find it quite hard to sometimes get an angle when you're heading the ball, though. I just sometimes struggle hitting certain targets with that. And prolonged use can get a little bit dull. Well, it's okay. I'm kind of happy I've got it. I've somehow managed to end up with Eve Valkyrie as well. I don't know the score with that one. I was just flicking through, and on the game page, it actually had the button download. So I downloaded it, and I don't know what's going on. I thought maybe it's the demo, but if I go back into the game, or if on the menu screen where you have all the little thumbnails, under Eve Valkyrie it says unavailable. You say why is it unavailable? Because you've already purchased it. So I don't know if it's a trial demo. But again, one of the other games which I've got, which I downloaded the demo, which was a trial version of the game, I've actually got the retail disc. But if before I installed that, back on the thing, it said play the trial, or you can purchase the game. There's no option to purchase Eve Valkyrie, so I don't know what's going on with that. I've not tried it. But anyway, that's a waste of 2 minutes. What else have I got? Sports Bar VR, awful, complete shit. Don't bother. That's one of the games that sort of gave me a bit of motion sickness, or the feeling I was going to get motion sick with that. It looks like a slightly better DK1 game, because it was originally designed for the Oculus, and I believe it's called Pool Nation VR. It looks like an Oculus Rift game with slightly, ever so slightly better visuals. It's still not very good at all. The controls are awful, and it was a complete waste of £15. Don't bother. Don't bother with that at all. Horrible. So that's probably my worst experience with it. What else? In terms of digital, I'm completely forgotten now. Could that even be it? I'm not sure. But I did get Batman Arkham VR, which is quite possibly the greatest VR experience at the moment. It is absolutely superb. The level of immersion in that game is absolutely stunning. It really is. Graphically, it's awesome. You know, again, all these naysayers, PlayStation can't cope with it, PlayStation can't do it. Bullshit. Arkham VR looks absolutely beautiful, especially when you're descending into the Batcave and you see all the caves itself and the waterfalls. Arkham itself with the various environments, it looks absolutely stunning. It is short. I mean, you can whiz through the actual game, if you can call it that, in about 40 minutes, maybe 45. There's some other stuff. There's some Riddler things to do as well. So, you know, you're probably looking around about an hour and a half at most. But it's an absolutely amazing experience. It really is. But you need to stand, and you need the move controllers. And it's one of those games where you can use the DualShock, but you need move controllers. And yeah, so that was awesome. Absolutely fantastic. So we'll go into the retail. First up, it's PlayStation VR Worlds, which most people are going to have this. You know, it's going to end up like Connect Adventures. But this is one which has shot up in price. I mean, I got this technically for free, but at the time pre-orders were around about £24. But now it's closer to 50. It's not worth £50. It really isn't. But it's not too bad. You know, it's essentially you know, a collection of tech demos. Some are good, some are okay. Obviously, London Heist is on here, which is probably the most famous, and that is a fantastic experience. The London Heist is highly recommended, but again, 30 minutes maybe to do the main story. It's probably less than 30 minutes, but there's also targeting mini games and things that you can do as well. Danger Ball, which is like Pong, which is alright, serves its purpose. I mean, you're not going to play it for hours on end, but it's okay. It just shows, you know, what you can do with the head tracking. Again, you know, tech demo. Scavenger's Odyssey. This is one which I thought I was going to get motion sickness on. And I know, reading comments and various things, a lot of people have been getting motion sick with that one. But the way that the London studio have done it, even though you're moving, which is when I first started moving, that was when I thought, oh, hang on a minute. But then it passed. But that's because you're in sort of a little mini mech, and you've got legs, so that's why you're moving forward. You're not just floating forward. It seems pretty cool. I played it for the first time actually last night, and I got stuck. I didn't know what to do, so I'll go back to that one. Ocean Descent, which was originally the Deep, which was one of the first things that Sony showed off, you know, all the way back in 2014, and I was desperate to try it with the shark attack. And yeah, that's a great experience. I mean, you got 3 dives. The first 2 you can do on their own, but it's kind of pointless. So you do a coral reef, and then you go further down, then you go further down, and then the shark. So it's basically, they've just split it up into 3, but you do the whole thing with the shark. It's awesome, and you can do that maybe 2, maybe 3 times, and then there's no point after that. But it's a great experience. It's one to show people, family, friends. VR Luge. That's another very early one. It's one I was interested in trying out. It's crap. Graphically, for some reason, it looks really bad. The controls, moving left to right, aren't that great. It's not very good. I would say it's the weakest out of the 5. So that's that. Next up, this is one which I was really excited to get. I've got the full game. I've not played this version. I've only tried the demo. Well, that's Battlezone by Rebellion. Need to support Rebellion. Yeah, I mean that's so far. Again, I only tried the demo, but one of the better experiences. Next up, another one which I expected to get motion sick with, but didn't, is Rigs. One of the go-to games. This is probably one of the most popular right now, out of the launch titles anyway. It's pretty awesome. Graphically, it looks great. It's not going to last you all that long though, really. I mean, it's not technically a game, it's just death matches, sort of, sports death matches. But it's a lot of fun, it really is. Again, I didn't get motion sick from it. So yeah, not played too much of it. I'll get back to it. Next one, this is the one which I downloaded the demo. I really didn't want to play it because horror and VR and me don't go together. I can't do it because it's too intense. It really is. You can play a scary game on your PC monitor or your TV, and you can sort of get the odd jump scare here and there, or be creeped out by whatever stage you're on. But in VR, it's a whole new ball of freaking wax, man. It's totally different. So yeah, I downloaded the demo. And right at the start of the demo, it was too much and I took it off. But then I went out and I bought the full game. That is, of course, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood. I've since gone back. I've played it. I've played the first 2 levels for tracks, because it's like a roller coaster, ghost train, on rail shooter. So I've played the first 2 stages. I'm not sure how many stages there are. I think 5 maybe. I don't know, but it's it's longer than you think. You might expect this just to be like 2-3 minutes per track, but it's not. It's a bit longer than that, and it's pretty awesome. It really is. It's scary. It can be a bit too much at times, but I mean, you take the horror and the jump scares out of it, and this is a perfect example of how we can finally get light gun games back. Obviously they tried last gen with the Wii and the PS3, to varying levels of success, but imagine if Namco did a Time Crisis game, or if Sega did House of the Dead. It works really well as a light gun style game, so yeah, and it's good, it's cheap, it's well worth the price. I mean, that physical disc version you can pick up for around £14 or £15. That is well worth it. It's scary. I don't care who you are, I don't care how big you are, I don't care how much of a man you are, that game will fuck you up. I'm telling you, you will be crying, you will be screaming, you will, I promise. So that's that. Like I said, I've got Res Infinite pre-ordered, looking forward to trying that. Heard lots of good things. And obviously having a physical copy of that is going to be great, because it's not officially being released. I've also pre-ordered Eagle Flight as well, because I'm interested. It seems like it could be alright. And then in the future, I'm not sure when they're coming out, but Farpoint is one game which I really want to try, especially with the aim controller. and also Robinson the Journey, which looks fantastic. And obviously because of Arkham VR, I don't doubt now that you can get some really good looking games on this. It's not shovelware garbage like you got in Connect. You know, it's good quality games, mostly experiences, but you know, there's games coming, the good quality ones. It's not a, you know, a gimmicky fad that's going to die out in 6 months. Hopefully prove all these naysayers wrong, because they're starting to piss me off a little bit now. Clearly they've not tried it. You know, stick that game on, stick the headset on, and you will poo your pants. So yeah, that's that really. If you've got a PS4, if you're planning on getting a PS4 Pro, if you've got the money, definitely buy it. If you can find it, bloody hell. Just don't go on eBay and give money to the flippers, because screw them. There will be more units pretty soon. You know, wait till Christmas or something. They'll be back in store soon. But yeah, if you've got the cash, if you're interested in VR, definitely look into it. Especially if you don't have a PC or can't afford a PC. Don't bother with Gear VR or with any cardboard or any of those other crap that you can pick up in any petrol station. They're rubbish. But yeah, I would suggest getting one. Definitely get the Move controllers. The problem with getting Move controllers is now that they've shot up in price. Obviously Sony repackaged them in, you can get a single one or you can get a double pack, I think, but they're very expensive. And also people on Amazon, eBay and all the rest of it, they've got the old PS3 ones and they're jacking the prices up on those too, which is a shame, because I picked up both of my Move controllers from CEX not long after Project Morpheus PSVR was announced. I mean, I picked them up for £8 each. Unfortunately that's not going to happen anymore, but hopefully they'll come down in price a little bit. But you definitely need them. I've seen people on YouTube play Until Dawn with the controller. You need the Move controllers. Same with Batman. You need the Move controllers. And PSVR Worlds, if you want to play London Heist, you need the Move controllers. I've not tried playing them with a controller, but I can't see how it can be the same. Especially in Batman. Oh man, get Batman as well. Just get a PSVR, get Until Dawn, get Batman, and then take it from there. You will not regret it. Right, so yeah, I'm probably going to end the video. Hopefully I'll be back soon, because like I say, I want to show some stuff off. Obviously I've got another 2 arcade machines I want to show you guys. The comic collection is growing. My 2000 AD collection's through the roof now. I've also started collecting, just quickly, I've also started collecting Amazing Spider-Mans. And I've got quite a few Deadpools and things like that as well, so show those off. Not much in the way of retro games. I've got some more Neo Geo MVS carts, but as I've said, God knows, a year ago, I pretty much stopped collecting retro games. I'm going to keep what I've got, and then that's it. Leave it, because I'm not really into the prices and the conditions and all that gubbins anymore. So yeah, hopefully, like I say, I'll get this game room up and running. I'm not even going to show you now because it's awful. It's just a pile of crap everywhere. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you can take something from this, and you know, if you're on the fence about PSVR, get off the fence, give it a shot. So yeah,